How the winning horse race changed everything for a girl with cancer. I'm going to read into this piece from the BBC, you guys. Let's go. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Reganelite here with an article from the BBC with the headline of how winning a racehorse changed everything for a girl with cancer. When 5-year-old Betsy had an ear infection, stomach pain and fever, her GP put it down to a virus, but Betsy's mother Charlotte had a gut feeling something was very wrong. Now, the story I'm about to read to you here from the BBC, it does start bad, but it does get good in the end, because in life sometimes you have to have bad before you can have the good, is what I will say. Before I actually give my thoughts, why don't we read the story together, and then hopefully it'll put a smile on your face despite the downside first. So Betsy was taken to A&E with a stomach pain, and a food intolerance was suspected. But Charlotte began to research her daughter's symptoms and approached her GP again, this time querying leukemia, and then agreed to do some blood tests. I was desperate, it was complete panic, and I knew there was something wrong, she recalls. She was fatigued, her personality had changed, she didn't want to play with her friends or her sister anymore. Within days of Betsy's blood tests in February 2023, Charlotte received a phone call asking her to take Betsy to the Princess of Wales Hospital in Bridgend to be given the results. For that drive there, I couldn't speak, she remembered. Panic set in, that sickness, and I remember shaking, my whole body was trembling until I got to the hospital. With her horse trainer husband Christian working away in Cheltenham, she and Betsy were ushered into a room where they received the news that Charlotte had been dreading. I had that gut feeling and I knew it was going to be leukemia, but it still hit me like a bus, she said. I was numb. I remember just standing up and holding on to the bed and not being able to speak. I got that nose in your ear like you see in films, and everything sort of stopped. Betsy was diagnosed with acute lymphoblastic leukemia, that's ALL, and was immediately attached to Noah's Ark's Children's Hospital for Wales in Cardiff, where a play therapist was able to explain the diagnosis to her in a way that she could understand. And within 2 days, chemotherapy had started. The treatment for leukemia is very long and very grueling. At the first 6 weeks, they are particularly difficult, says Charlotte. And they're put on steroids, which completely changes their personality and the way they look, and I don't think they were quite prepared for all that. Betsy injects with a giggle, I was really fat. She was very, very poorly, interjects Charlotte. So just there, leukemia in children. You request a full body count if your child has experienced any of the combination of these symptoms: unusual bruising, unusual bleeding, fatigue, and repeated infections. It's the 4 main symptoms of it in children. Since then, her family said their lives have been a roller coaster of emotions. And just 6 weeks into Betsy's treatment, the racehorse trained by her dad, Kitty's Light, won the Scottish Grand National, allowing the family to experience happiness in the darkest of times. Kitty's Light came at the right time in our life, says Charlotte, sitting outside their stables in Aldermore by Sea, a Vale of Glamorgan, with Betsy on her lap. We were having a particularly bad day with Betsy at home, and I wasn't even interested, says Charlotte. I wasn't going to watch it, but my mother-in-law and my mother were like, come on, we'll put it on. It's nice to see her daddy on television. Little did they know that the horse was about to run the race of its life. It was so emotional, I was jumping up all over down the place after the first fence, says Charlotte. Betsy adds, all I remember is mum screaming up and down. I had a headache as well, and that made it worse. I'm sorry, Charlotte giggles. It was the tonic the family needed. It was just that kick up the bum that said, come on, things are going to be all right. It wasn't all doom and gloom. We were going to have some happiness along the way, said Charlotte. It changed things for us. It gave us a focus, something to look forward to. Charlotte admitted she had found resistance she didn't know she had. And part of it is that you've got no choice, she said. At the start, I crumbled a little bit, but you've got to change your mindset and find the positives in every day, and that's what gets me through. She has been moved by family, friends, and the horse racing community who have rallied around. The bond that Betsy has made with other children being treated at Noah's Ark, and that she and Christian had formed with their parents also helps them get through. The friendship that we made will probably be forever now, for a lifetime. We're very lucky, she says. Betsy is now in the maintenance phase of her treatment, which will continue until May. This includes daily oral chemotherapy, monthly chemotherapy through her pilocath, a small device that's under the skin. It gives long-term access to a vein, and a lumbar puncture every 3 months. Her hair is growing back too, and she's able to enjoy playing with her older sister, Tilly 9, and is back in school. Charlotte has returned to her job as a physiotherapist with a new sense of perspective. It has been a roller coaster of emotions, but for now we are managing well and we're positive, and we're happy that we made the most of every day that we have together. It's completely changed my outlook on everything, she says. Nothing will ever worry me ever again. Nothing is more important in life than your children, your family. It's well and healthy and happy. Anything else that can be sorted out. Charlotte says, although she still cries a lot, she refuses to feel sorry for her family. I've never felt why us, because it's got to happen to somebody. There were just the hands that we were dealt with, and we've got to deal with it the best that we can. And she's determined to find pleasure in it every day. It could be something as simple as sitting in the sunshine with the girls, family activities like birthdays, or Kitty Light's thriving racing career. It has been difficult, and you've gone through so much, but I think you're going to remember that remember it as lots of lovely times that you've had, she says to Betsy. Even though this has been dramatic and absolutely woeful to go through, I think because of the love and support that we've had of people, we're going to look back at things quite fondly and change our perspective on life. And I think that's wonderful to see. So Betsy and her sister Tilly there. And there they are again. Despite everything that they have, really did put a positive spin. Kitty's Life, the horse there, winning the Scottish Grand National, really did open up their eyes and put some enthusiasm in what was a very difficult time. To have that, to find that switch to switch you, it's really difficult. I mean, I cannot imagine those roller coaster of emotions that she has gone through, what the family have gone through, and to have won for the horse to have won the Scottish Grand National in such an important time. It was almost as if it was fate, wasn't it? That in that situation, it was almost as if it was fate. And I really do hope that that they can just enjoy the rest of their lives as best as they possibly can, and try not to think about it too much. Just try not to think about it too much, and just try to enjoy life. Because things like this will come along, and it will hit you. It will bring you down. It will make you sad. It will make you feel, why me? Why the rest? Why not someone else? But sometimes in life, that's the card you're dealt with, and it's how you respond. And just one flip like that, and Charlotte realised just how important it is to, while it is difficult and it is still a struggle, it's so important to try and remain positive, upbeat, for herself and for her family's sake. But she and her family are also very blessed to have wonderful friends and families around her, and as well as the horse racing community, to give them the support they need to help them through that. And I really do hope that they have a good, and I hope the kids have a great, profound life going forward. So what do you guys think of this story? What do you guys make of what Charlotte went through, what her children went through, and what it meant for them, for Kitty's Light to have won the Scottish Grand National at the time that it did? Let me know your thoughts and more down in the comments section below. If you found this video uplifting in any way, shape or form, please hit the like button. We greatly appreciate it. Share this across social media so others are notified of this video. If you haven't subscribed already, please consider subscribing, because it really does help support the channel. And if you want to go one step further and financially support me in the work that I do on this channel in particular, you can do so by becoming a YouTube member for just 99p. You can also check out some other content on Rumble or Patreon if you want. But if you're just interested in the good news stories, you can check out the playlist. The link will pop up near the end of the video. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to catch you all very, very soon.